All right, I struggle to even know where to begin. I'm not sure who we are protecting here. We're debating a lot about 88, 82, 94, 6,000 square feet of recreational space, 14,000 square feet of recreational space. Who are we protecting? We're not protecting the 3 houses in the back, none of whom are here. We're not protecting the general public. I live miles away. It will not affect me in one bit, whether it's 88 or 92. It won't affect Mr. Nelson, who lives close to me. Who are we protecting? And by denying this, I only see losers. The losers will be the 88 families who need somewhere to live. We are in a severe housing crisis. Not just a housing shortage, a housing crisis. Millions of people are underhomed, underhoused in this country. They are going to be, as Mr. Ruggieri said, the studies show they're going to be building multifamily housing anywhere they can find to build it for 30 years, for generations. We're going to continue building housing, and it's still not going to be enough. We have an epidemic of housing shortage in this country. And in this area alone, we have housing prices that are skyrocketing, that are pricing people completely out of the market. You know it better than anyone else, Mr. Radke. You know it better than anyone else. You talk about it here all the time. And the solution to the housing crisis is not just build below market rent properties. The problem is developers are not going to do that. Developers are in the business to make money. And without, as Mr. Gallo said, he's not going to, why would he do that? Why would he extend himself? He has employees, he has family, he has people that rely on him to take on projects that pay the bills. And if they're not paying the bills, the bank's going to pull the note. The bank's going to take his house. So he has to build projects that actually make financial sense. Okay? So until the federal government or the state government starts throwing out money to developers like Mr. Gallo to build subsidized housing, he's going to build the projects that make financial sense. But what will happen over time is as the housing stock increases, the prices will come down. It's simple supply and demand. I think we have a moral obligation as elected officials in the roles that we have voluntarily taken on to do what we can to help people get into housing that don't have the opportunity to right now. If we deny this, who are we helping? I haven't heard it. I haven't heard one of my colleagues say, I'm going to have to respectfully vote no on this because it's going to hurt one of my constituents. It's going to hurt somebody in the community here already. It's going to hurt. Who's it going to hurt? Who is it going to hurt? And respectfully, with those 3 properties that back up to it, there was a time when somebody was looking at those houses being constructed and said, gee, I really wish they weren't constructing those houses because I got a nice view right here. I got a nice patch of trees. I got a nice patch of forest. I got nice animals that roam around freely, wildlife. But they built those houses. We need housing for people to live in. I know this is pretty basic stuff. And even if it's not below market rent, it's going to help reduce the skyrocketing costs of housing. It's going to help people who have nowhere to live get to somewhere. There's a domino effect. The people who can afford to live here that want to go to 14 and Shana are going to move from somewhere else that's a little less desirable. And that's going to allow people from a little less desirable area and a little less desirable area to move up. It's going to provide upward mobility for people all along the ladder. And if we don't do it, we're going to have an empty plot of land. that can't be developed, that won't be developed. Nobody is building office there. I guarantee you, nobody's building office. We can put a car wash there, right? We can put another AutoZone there. We can put a little strip center there. Or we can build housing for people who desperately need it. I don't know who we're protecting by voting no.